Seniors, there's one overlooked vitamin that can stop painful cramps in their tracks and bring back leg strength like you were 40 again. And the shocking part? They've kept it hidden from you. For decades, big pharmaceutical companies have made billions selling pricey pills for leg cramps, while burying the truth about a simple, natural fix. The reality? 3 specific vitamins can completely transform your leg health, restoring mobility, strength, and freedom. But this information has been locked away behind medical jargon and corporate interests. Here's what they don't want you to know. 78% of seniors suffering from nighttime leg cramps are dangerously low in just one nutrient. Medical experts have known this for years, yet most doctors will never tell you, because there's no money to be made in solutions you can find at the grocery store. Tonight on Senior Boost, we're breaking that silence. You'll discover 3 proven vitamins that not only stop cramps but also rebuild muscle strength at the cellular level. Every claim is backed by peer-reviewed studies and real clinical evidence. And wait until you hear about vitamin number 1. In just 6 weeks, it could restore your muscle power by over 50%. Before we dive in, I have 2 quick questions for you. Have you ever been jolted awake at 3 a.m. by a cramp so intense you thought your muscle would tear? And do you now grip the handrail tighter when climbing stairs than you did just 5 years ago? Let me know your answers in the comments. We reply to every single one with personal tips. And if you haven't already, hit like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you don't miss the simple solutions that could change your health starting tonight. Alright, let's get started. Number 3, vitamin D. When people think of vitamin D, they think of bones. That's what the headlines have told us for decades. But the truth? Vitamin D is just as critical for muscle strength and cramp prevention, and what it actually does in your legs is nothing short of fascinating. Here's the science in plain English. When sunlight hits your skin, it sparks a chain reaction that produces vitamin D3. That D3 then travels through your bloodstream, searching for special receptors in your muscle fibers. Think of those receptors as tiny locks, and vitamin D is the key. Without enough of it, those locks stay closed, and your muscles simply can't function at full capacity. A groundbreaking University of Zurich study followed 248 seniors for 2 years. Those with low vitamin D under 30 nanograms per milliliter experienced leg cramps 3 times more often than those with healthy levels. But here's the jaw-dropper. When the deficient group took just 2,000 IU of vitamin D daily, cramp frequency dropped by 68% in 8 weeks. The researchers had expected a small improvement, but this was a total game-changer. Why does it work so well? Because vitamin D controls not only how calcium is absorbed from your food, but also how calcium flows in and out of your muscle cells. If you're deficient, calcium gets stuck inside the muscle fiber, and that stuck calcium is what triggers those sharp, involuntary contractions we call cramps. On top of that, vitamin D switches on genes that produce new muscle proteins, literally helping to rebuild strength from the inside out. In fact, seniors with optimal vitamin D levels have been shown to have 37% more leg strength than those who are deficient. Here's the catch. As we age, our skin's ability to make vitamin D from sunlight drops dramatically. By age 70, you're producing about 75% less vitamin D from the same amount of sun as you did at 20. That's why for most seniors, supplements aren't optional. They're essential. The sweet spot, 2,000 to 4,000 IU daily, taken with a meal that contains healthy fat for better absorption. Salmon, mackerel, sardines, and even egg yolks are excellent natural sources. Fortified milk can help too, but it's usually not enough on its own. Let me tell you about Margaret, a 72-year-old retired teacher from Minnesota. For 3 long years, she was jolted awake almost every night by brutal leg cramps. She tried everything from pickle juice to prescription muscle relaxers, and nothing worked. A blood test showed her vitamin D level was just 18 nanograms per milliliter, dangerously low. We started her on 3,000 IU daily with her breakfast. Within 6 weeks, her cramps went from nightly to once a week. By the 3-month mark, they were gone completely. But here's the part that stunned her. She could suddenly climb the stairs to her bedroom without the handrail. Her strength was back, and she rejoined her morning walking group after 2 years away. If you want the same kind of results, get your vitamin D tested every 6 months. Aim for 40 to 60 nanograms per milliliter. Take your supplement with your largest meal, and whenever possible, Get 15 minutes of midday sun on your arms and legs. Vitamin D is powerful. But wait until you hear about the next vitamin because it works through an entirely different mechanism, and its impact on muscle performance might surprise you. Number 2, vitamin B12. If vitamin D is the master builder of muscle, then vitamin B12 is the electrical engineer that keeps everything running smoothly. And while it doesn't always get the headlines, when your B12 levels drop, the effects can be devastating, and they often sneak up on you until it's too late. B12's main job is to protect and maintain the myelin sheath, the insulation around your nerves. Think of it like the coating on an electrical wire. When that coating starts to break down, the messages from your brain to your legs get scrambled. The result? Cramps, weakness, twitching, and that pins and needles feeling that can keep you up at night. Here's a stat that should make every senior take notice. Research from Tufts University found that 40% of people over 60 have B12 levels low enough to cause nerve-related symptoms, and most have no idea. In a study of 3,000 seniors, those with low B12 were 80% more likely to suffer regular leg cramps and had far less leg strength. But here's the exciting part. When the deficient group supplemented with 1,000 micrograms of B12 daily, muscle function improved by 45% in just 12 weeks. Why? Because B12 isn't just maintaining nerve health. It's actively repairing and even helping to build new nerve cells. Without enough B12, your nerves start to fray, the signals get weak or misfired, and your muscles respond at the wrong times or not at all. This is why deficiency can cause both cramps and weakness at the same time. Here's the tricky part. As we get older, our stomachs naturally produce less acid, which is critical for pulling B12 from food. So, even if you're eating B12-rich foods, you might not be absorbing enough. That's why the form you take matters. Methylcobalamin, the active form, skips the stomach acid step and gets to work immediately. Most seniors do best with 500 to 1,000 micrograms daily, far above the outdated RDA. Top food sources include beef liver, a massive 70 micrograms per serving, clams, 84 micrograms, and salmon, about 4.8 micrograms. Vegetarians can look to fortified cereals and nutritional yeast, but in most cases, supplementation is still essential. And since B12 is water-soluble, your body simply flushes out any excess, making it extremely safe. Robert's story shows just how powerful B12 can be. At 68, he'd been dealing with worsening leg weakness for 2 years. He said it felt like his legs turned to jelly by late afternoon. 6 months later, cramps began hitting him during his evening walks with his wife. His B12 test came back at 200 picograms per milliliter, technically normal, but nowhere near optimal. We started him on 1,000 micrograms of sublingual methylcobalamin daily. Within 4 weeks, his afternoon weakness noticeably improved. By 8 weeks, his evening cramps had dropped by 75%. And after 6 months, he said he felt like he had his 50-year-old legs back, and even returned to playing tennis after a 3-year break. For the best results, take B12 in the morning on an empty stomach if you're using the sublingual form, or with breakfast if it's a regular tablet. Pair it with folate for a 1-2 punch in nerve support. And if you're over 65 or take acid-reducing medication, sublingual or injection forms are the way to go. They bypass digestion entirely. Aim for at least 500 picograms per milliliter, though many experts recommend 800 or more for peak nerve and muscle performance. B12 can deliver life-changing results, but wait until you hear about vitamin number 1. Its impact on cramps and strength makes even B12 look modest. Number 1, magnesium. We've reached the big one, the nutrient that can change everything for your legs. And yes, technically magnesium is a mineral, not a vitamin. But don't let that fool you. When it comes to stopping cramps and restoring real, lasting leg strength, magnesium is the undisputed champion. Magnesium is involved in over 300 enzyme-driven processes in your body, and most of them have to do with muscle and nerve function. Without enough of it, your muscles literally can't relax. They stay locked in a state of partial contraction, draining your energy and setting the stage for those stabbing, middle-of-the-night cramps. The research is staggering. A landmark study in the Journal of the American Geriatric Society followed 4,000 seniors for 5 years. Those with the lowest magnesium levels experienced leg cramps 7.5 times more often than those with healthy levels. But here's the part that shocked even the scientists. When the low magnesium group took 400 milligrams of magnesium citrate daily, cramps dropped by 86%, and leg strength improved by 58% in just 6 months. Participants described it as turning the clock back 10 years. Here's why it works. Every time your muscles contract, calcium rushes into the muscle cells. To relax, magnesium has to push that calcium back out. Without enough magnesium, calcium just sits there, and your muscle stays locked up. That's your cramp right there. But magnesium also fuels ATP production, your body's cellular energy, and drives protein synthesis, helping you build new muscle tissue and fight off age-related muscle loss. The problem? Modern farming has stripped our soil of magnesium. Foods that were rich in it 50 years ago now have up to 40% less. And as we age, we absorb only about 30% of what's in our diet. On top of that, common medications like diuretics and acid blockers flush magnesium out or block absorption entirely. That's why choosing the right form and dose is critical. Magnesium glycinate is gentle on the stomach, while magnesium citrate is highly absorbable. Most seniors do best with 400 to 600 milligrams daily, split into 2 doses. Taking it in the evening can also improve sleep quality. Yes, you can get magnesium from foods like pumpkin seeds, 156 milligrams per ounce, cooked spinach, 157 milligrams per cup, and dark chocolate, 64 milligrams per ounce. But for most people, food alone isn't enough to hit optimal levels. Eleanor's story shows just how powerful magnesium can be. At 75, she had endured nightly leg cramps for over 5 years. She dreaded bedtime, knowing the pain would rip her from sleep at least twice a night. Her husband even started sleeping in another room because her thrashing kept him awake. She tried bananas, pickle juice, even prescription muscle relaxants. Nothing worked. Her magnesium RBC test came back at 3.8 milligrams per deciliter, far below the optimal range of 5.5 to 6.5. We started her on 200 milligrams of magnesium glycinate, 3 times a day with meals. By week 1, the cramps were less intense. By week 2, she was down to 1 cramp every few nights. By 1 month, she went 3 straight nights without a single cramp, something she hadn't experienced in years. But the real breakthrough came at 3 months. She could stand up from her chair without using her hands. Her strength had improved so much, she went back to gardening, her favorite hobby she'd abandoned years earlier. To get the most from magnesium, don't take it with calcium supplements. They compete for absorption. Take them at least 2 hours apart. Vitamin D actually boosts magnesium absorption, so pairing them is smart. If magnesium causes loose stools, lower the dose or stick with glycinate. For stubborn deficiencies, topical magnesium oil or Epsom salt baths can help. Soaking for 20 minutes allows magnesium to absorb through your skin while also relaxing tight muscles. Now that you know the 3 powerhouse nutrients for leg strength, here's the truth most doctors won't tell you. Vitamins alone won't fix the problem if you're making the 3 daily mistakes that keep your legs weak and cramp-prone. The good news? These mistakes are completely reversible, and the simple habits I'm about to show you have been proven to boost leg strength by up to 74% when paired with proper nutrition. Simple daily habits for leg strength. The truth is, even the best vitamins can only take you so far if you're not pairing them with the right daily habits. Luckily, these aren't grueling gym workouts or time-consuming routines. They're simple actions that work with your body's natural healing mechanisms to strengthen your legs, improve circulation, and prevent cramps. Habit number 1, eccentric loading. This is the secret weapon physical therapists have used for years, and it's shockingly easy to do at home. When you slowly lower yourself into a chair, taking 4 to 5 seconds before you sit, your muscles work harder during that lowering phase than they do when standing up. This triggers major strength gains with minimal effort. A University of Tokyo study tracked 116 seniors who practiced this for just 10 minutes a day. After 12 weeks, their leg strength jumped by 52% and cramp frequency dropped by 71%. Here's how to do it. Stand in front of a sturdy chair, lower yourself slowly to a count of 5, barely touch the seat, then stand back up normally. Start with 5 repetitions 3 times a day. Do them while waiting for your coffee, during TV commercials, or before meals. Habit number 2, time-restricted movement patterns. Your muscles have a daily rhythm just like your sleep cycle. Harvard Medical School found that leg muscles are up to 40% more responsive to strengthening exercises between 10 a.m. and 2 p.m. Seniors who trained during this window built strength 2.5 times faster than those who trained in the evening. Even better, break your movement into exercise snacks. Instead of one long walk, take 3 10-minute walks throughout the day. This keeps your muscles active, prevents stiffness, and has been shown to improve strength 38% more effectively than one long session. Habit number 3, strategic hydration. Your muscles are 79% water, and even mild dehydration can cut your strength by up to 30%. But timing is key. Drinking 16 ounces of water about 30 minutes before any leg activity can boost muscle power by 19%, according to research from the Sports Medicine Institute of South Africa. The right hydration schedule not only improves performance, but also helps stop cramps before they start. Frank, a 71-year-old retired firefighter I worked with, is proof of how powerful these first 3 habits can be. He could barely climb 1 flight of stairs and was waking up 4 times a night with cramps. We combined the vitamin plan you've just learned with these habits. In just 6 weeks, he was climbing 3 flights without stopping. By week 12, he was back to yard work, and his cramps were down to once a month. Habit number 4, barefoot time. Your feet are loaded with nerve endings that send instant feedback to your leg muscles. Walking barefoot for 10 minutes a day on different surfaces like grass, carpet, or sand stimulates those nerves, improving balance and leg strength. An Australian study found seniors who spent just 15 minutes a day barefoot had 31% fewer falls and 45% stronger ankle muscles. Habit number 5, temperature therapy. Elite athletes have used this for decades, and it works wonders for seniors too. Alternating warm and cool water on your legs for 5 minutes before bed boosts blood flow by up to 60% and cuts cramp risk by 77%. In the shower, spend 30 seconds with warm water, then 10 seconds with cool water. Repeat this cycle several times. The temperature shifts train your muscles to contract and relax properly, even while you sleep. These habits work because they fix the root causes of weakness and cramps, poor muscle activation, low blood flow, and disrupted nerve signaling. And when you combine them with the right vitamins, you create a powerful synergy that can restore strength and stability faster than you thought possible. Your body wants to be strong. It wants to be pain-free. Sometimes all it needs are the right tools and a few simple habits to make that happen. So tell me in the comments, have you ever tried vitamins or lifestyle changes for leg cramps and weakness? Which worked and which didn't? Your story might be the exact motivation someone else needs to take the first step towards stronger, cramp-free legs.